Go.
Thank you for this opportunity to participate in the conference. At this moment, I'd like to share with you the work we are doing at ODEF and with Syracuse University about digitalizing the grassroots. This is about a program called the African Community Internet Program, in which our aim is to be able to engage with grassroots, equip them with skills, provide the technology, as well as also mitigating against electricity failures and others. Our aim about digitalizing the grassroots started with the Internet Governance Forum in Ethiopia when we launched the program. And our engagement has so far been with 12 African countries, where we aim to be able to connect the next billion through the grassroots who we think are critical. And this will help us to be sustainable because we will equip them with the skills. And these digital skills will not only be embedded in the community, but will be able to spread to the communities. Also, we have been to 12 other programs, and through the Internet Governance Forum, we are engaging with our multi-stakeholder approach, which is to be able to bring together various people from various platforms and to be able to connect. The good thing about multi-stakeholder is that we bring people together, the skills, technologies, and empowering people for the digital future. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Greetings to all. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss the Internet Backpack and the research that led to its development. I am Professor W McKnight from the School of Information Studies at Syracuse University. The Internet Backpack has been in development for 20 years, although we only realized this 7 years ago. I've been carrying a backpack around with up to 3 laptops in it since 2005 because of our research on connecting with trust, people, devices, and resources. It took Syracuse University School of Information Studies students in 2015 to point out the obvious, that the backpack was a product. We had been focusing on the software itself, which we call edgeware, which has been in development for over a decade. The Internet Backpack was first deployed on Mount Nyiragongo, the most dangerous volcano in the world, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, by the Goma Volcano Observatory. The technology worked when nothing else did, although the researchers that carried the backpack to the top of the volcano were sickened by the hazardous gases there. Today, the Internet Backpack has been deployed and is in use in many countries and offers satellite, cellular, Wi-Fi, off-grid mesh communication anywhere in the world except the North and South Pole. This connects up to 25 people and 250 devices simultaneously. Although in actual use, we have significantly exceeded those design parameters in Ghana, the Congo, and elsewhere. The Internet Backpack is also a mini microgrid with a foldable solar panel and powerful battery to keep all those devices sustainably charged indefinitely. The edgeware software that controls bandwidth and resources, it was patented in 2022, and the backpack is now as easy to use as any mobile app. The Internet Backpack Jacquin model will roll out in 2024 for the Africa Community Internet Program partners as a humanitarian technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor McKnight. I would also like to share greetings and thanks for this opportunity to discuss our research. I am Danielle Smith, Professor of African American Studies in the College of Arts and Sciences at Syracuse University. To further Professor McKnight's history of the Internet Backpack, the National Science Foundation supported the early research to enable what is now the Internet Backpack because of its ability to connect in worst-case scenarios, such as a volcanic eruption of Mount Nyiragongo in the Democratic Republic, Congo. However, the backpack has other applications beyond climate change and disaster mitigation and has transformative implications for human development. For many people living in remote, rural, and other underserved or unserved areas of many nations, every day with no connectivity can be an emergency. With support of the Internet Society Foundation, I witnessed school children in a remote mountaintop community in Costa Rica connect to the internet for the first time. The internet backpack did work when nothing else did. Just reaching this school felt perilous as the roads were washed out from recent heavy rains and mudslides. Children in the community who had previously not expected to continue beyond secondary school education now had the world open to them. The community pooled their finances to continue to support community connectivity. In Ghana, teachers from 5 schools in a rural community have expanded their knowledge and opened educational opportunities for students in their off-grid community with the Internet Backpack. More teachers and students are connecting to educational resources and taking initiative to expand their knowledge and skills for the global digital economy. In 2024, in the Africa Community Internet Program, we are bootstrapping in a global community to end the unbelievable conditions without connectivity, which 2.6 billion people still live in today. Next, our colleague Jane Appiah-Okyere will discuss her research. Thank you so much.
And it has its own solar panel, and also it has a cradle point which houses 2 SIM cards. In Ghana, where we are conducting the research, we had MTN and Vodafone, and we found out that the MTN was providing us the connectivity that we need. It's much stronger over there, so that's what we use for connectivity in the rural community. Now, the research was conducted in a centralized location, which is the Switchtree Community Library. Why did we choose to conduct the research in a centralized location? This gave the entire community access to the internet and the computers, not just for one private school or one public school. And so this helped for all the community to have access to the resources that we've provided. And we had 37 participants for this research. Now, with the chart at the bottom of my screen, we asked the teachers after the workshop that if the workshop presentation and what they learned about ICT was impactful or was useful for their teaching practice. And 60% of the teachers said they strongly agree that the professional development was very helpful to them, and 40% also said the same. We had 0 participants saying that they disagree. Now, with the picture on top of my screen, we have a mother with a baby behind her, and this mother is a teacher in one of the schools. And she wanted to learn how to download a video so that she can show it to her students in their classroom, because they are kids and they won't be able to walk to the library, but she wanted to know how to download that. But when she came, she had 2 toddlers, and these kids were restless. But she decided that she wanted to focus on what is being taught. So she put the little boy behind her so that she can concentrate on what is being taught during the teacher professional development workshop. Now, we asked the teachers if they use computers for pedagogical purposes. And for pre-intervention, we had 73% of the teachers saying that not at all, that they don't use computers for anything. But after the research, we got 25% of the teachers only said that they've never used the internet or they don't use the computer for pedagogical purposes. But with the moderate, small extent, we had 22.2 teachers that said they were using the computers. Now we had 30.6 that were using the internet for moderate extent. And then we also have large extent being 22.2. But with the large extent, as you can see, before the intervention, we had only 2.7 of the population that said that they use the computers for large extent, but after the intervention, we see we had 22.2%, which is very encouraging. Now, with the picture on the screen on your left, we have those teacher who brought his students to the library less than 24 hours after the first workshop. The teacher was eager to show his students what we've brought to the library, the resources that we've provided. He wanted the kids to see the computers and also to see how to use the internet. This was right there an impactful moment for the research team, because what we wanted to happen in the community happened less than 24 hours after the first workshop. Now, we also asked the teachers if they use internet for pedagogical purposes. And as you can see again, 78.4% said not at all when we did the pre-intervention survey. But after the workshop, when we did the post-intervention survey, we found only 13.9% of the teachers that said that they don't use the internet for pedagogical purposes. 22.8% of the teachers said small extent, and 33.3% said moderate extent, and 25% said large extent. That is, before the intervention, we had 27% saying 2.7% saying large extent. But after the intervention, we had 25%, which is also very encouraging. Now, this research has a very passionate, I have a very passionate experience with this research. What we found out was that these kids will have classes, and the teachers will bring some of the kids to the class, to the library, to use the computers for research and also to learn how to use the computers and how to use the internet. And we also heard that some parents will bring their kids after school to the library so that they can do their assignments. That is what we are looking for, that parents will be involved in their kids' education, which was very, very impactful for us to hear or for us to know. Additionally, we found out that some of the teachers will give their kids assignments, and then the kids themselves will walk or run to the library to do the assignments together. This is what we call education. This is what we call rural internet connectivity for education. This is helping the kids themselves to research, and also at the same time help them to learn away from just their hard copy textbooks, and then serve the internet for other options for educational purposes. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my research presentation.